stop in here if you have anything going on. You could be on San Mateo, Santa Cruz, or Santa Clara, which makes it all kinds of fun. The truck trail system is a system that we've had out here for, close to 100 years. We've been using it for fighting fire for that amount of time, and we've been putting our engines on it for probably 50 years. Stuff that's poking up are the fur. Remember that when we get out into the burn. Because one thing we found after CZU, you get a big fire going through here, it takes the fur and shows it's just a transition species. It's not supposed to be here. This is supposed to be oak woodland. When we can access a fire very quickly, we can keep the fire small and put it out. If it were delayed getting to the fire for any reason, then the fire is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger until eventually it gets away, and we have to put a lot of resources to fight it for several days or weeks. Into Portola State Park over there, Pescadero State Park over here. We're right at this location right here, and we're going to climb on up and get up to the North Butte Mill behind me. Sometime in the 80s, we had some major budget crisis. Maintaining truck roads was one of the things that was lost. In the early 2000s, we noticed when we started getting larger fires that the truck trail system was very important, and we started devoting resources toward it. Where we spend time on the road system, it's coming out of our budget, out of our time. So it's definitely CAL FAR resources and budget being spent on it. Is it listed down as our job? No, it's not listed in the Public Resources Code that CAL FAR's job is to maintain a truck road system. Is it necessary? Quite frankly, if we don't do it, not very many other people are. We're working as much as we can to streamline and make it as cheap as possible to do the work that we need to do. Since the Pine Mountain fire, that's just been a sea of knob cone, like 30 feet tall, solid. You couldn't even get through it. This road system is spread out over the entire unit, and when we get away from the paved roads, we have special problems of keeping the roads open, especially since a lot of the roads don't have regular use. It's an ongoing effort trying to put as much time as we can and resources to maintain them, upgrade them, and keep them free from brush and down trees so that we can use them in case of a fire. It's very important because, for instance, the Lockheed fire, that was on a road that previously had been maintained, and we stopped maintaining it because it was just on the periphery. And because of that, access to that fire that should have only taken about 30 minutes took over an hour and a half to 2 hours. And by that time, the fire had gotten big enough where it was out on the ridge, it just took off, and that fire went to 8,000 acres, which at the time was the largest fire we've had since 1948. So if we had been able to access that fire quickly in the 30 minutes, in my opinion, we would have held that fire to about 4 acres. When we get onto private lands, it gets a little tricky. Unless it's something that we already have a right-of-way on, where we have a state facility like a repeater or a lookout tower or a fire station, it's tough for us to justify spending state resources to maintain it. So we usually spend most of our time dealing with public lands and maintaining the public roads, or the roads on public land, but they aren't really open to the public other than for hiking. It's everybody's job to keep things fire safe and make it easier for people to put out, and the agencies to put fires out. And people have the roads just like this on private property. They need to help us by maintaining their roads.